Hello, sports fans. Jason Ruff here, voice of the Jackalopes. We're happy to be joined today by Candice Escamilla. Candice, thank you for taking the time to join us here. I know it's been a crazy last couple of weeks with the mall partially reopening, but we thank you for joining us here to talk a little bit about the MCM Ice Rink, one of my favorite places in Odessa, aside from the Jack Shack, of course.
Of course.
So, Candice, so we're as we get in deeper into the month, the mall has been partially reopened. How has it been reopening the mall? How I don't want to say it's a daunting task, but what was that task reopening the mall partially? What were the logistics of making that happen?
Well, we have to make sure we're adhering to all the orders, so 25% capacity. Also, of course, we have to make sure people are maintaining social distancing. Also, as far as the rink is concerned, we have to take temperature, so that's a new development. And then, just trying to reassure people that our place is clean and safe and a good place for them to come and visit.
And how has the reception been by people knowing that the mall is at least partially reopened for business?
Well, the mall is starting to pick up, so that's a good thing. I think people are getting a little bit more comfortable being out. The rink is still very slow, but the mall itself, we're starting to see a lot more people come out.
And you kind of answered my next question. So the rink is open now, I believe, with fully, or is it partially open? What's the status of the rink right
Sure. The rink is partially open. Right now, it's a capacity of 75, so plenty of room. And so we're open, a little bit limited hours, but 11 to 7, Monday through Saturday, and then Sunday, 12 to 6. And we're really, really concentrating on really sanitizing in between sessions and trying to get as many people in as we can.
now? And what's the criteria for expanding capacity, looking maybe a week or 2 weeks down the road, maybe, or whenever we hit that point when we can expand capacity, what's the criteria that has to be met in order for the rink to expand to say 50 or 75 or to eventually 100% capacity?
It really depends on the governor's orders. That is really what we're adhering to. Rumor has it that hopefully on the 18th he will allow full capacity, but I really don't know for sure yet. But that's really all we're waiting on is just the green light from him.
Of course, of course. And from the individuals who have used the rink, how excited are they to be able to go out and skate at the MCM Ice Rink again, especially in these hot days as we get into summer?
Absolutely. Well, Jason, those who have come absolutely loved it. They're thrilled to be back on the ice, and great reception from those coming to visit our facility. And I just hope more and more people realize it's a safe place to come. And we take hours a day making sure it's nice and clean and sanitized thoroughly for everyone to enjoy.
Of course, and as a former skater yourself, obviously you know the big impact of the Learn to Skate programs, the youth programs, the many of which go on at MCM Ice Rink. Are those still going on, or if they're not, when do you anticipate that those Learn to Skate programs will be getting back underway?
Right now, we anticipate the first Tuesday in June.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll gear up hockey again in June, like our adult pickup, stuff, and allow some of the junior jacks to get back on the ice for skills and drills. And then that's my hope is we'll be back in full capacity at the beginning of June.
Excellent. I know our mutual friend, Donnie Margetti, who runs the Junior Jacks Youth Hockey Organization. He's going to be really thrilled to get back on the ice. I'm sure he's been chomping at the bit. I think from what I've heard, little I've talked with him, he's been mostly keeping to obviously doing his work as a first responder, in which we're internally grateful, but also getting his exercise in his basement with his kids. They've got a nice setup in there from what I've seen. But, of course, nothing beats going onto the ice and really feeling that rush as you skate down the boards and having the wind kind of flow in your face and the cool air. As I said, nothing beats it, especially on a hot summer's day in Odessa.
Absolutely. There's nothing like it. And as you know, you can train off ice all you want, but nothing is the same as being out there on that ice.
So when eventually the ice rink does open up to full capacity, we'll still likely be in this era of social distancing. What can patrons, not only to the mall, but also the ice rink, really expect when they go to the MCM Ice Rink this summer?
So we will be really monitoring the 6 foot rule, so the social distancing. Also, they will get their temperature checked at the door. And the main thing is just, we encourage you to wear masks. All of our staff wear masks. And it's a little bit different because we're doing 1.5 hour sessions, and then we're taking 30 minutes in between every session to fully sanitize the facility. So that's a little bit different. But hopefully, it'll be fairly much business as usual, with just a couple exceptions there. But to just be safe for everybody, just, if you're not part of a family, try to just maintain that 6 feet distance for your safety and the safety of those around you, and just respect the staff in our facility, that we just want to make it as safe as possible for everyone, because we don't want to shut down again, right?
Of course
So
not. No.
we just want to keep it a nice, yeah, a nice, safe place for everyone to come.
When you talk about that you're going to take some extra time to sanitize the rink, what goes into sanitizing the rink? Part of the reason I ask is I'm curious if maybe some of the other hockey leagues, either in the professional or junior leagues or even the North American Hockey League, if they may be looking into that. There's so many unknowns, I think, with hockey right now. So I'm real curious, what goes into sanitizing the rink?
Well, every staff member has a role. We'll have 2 staff, for instance, wiping down all the boards on the ice, all the player boxes and benches where some people tend to sit. We also have tables, benches, chairs in the lobby area. Someone's role is to take, industrial strength hospital sanitation equipment and start wiping all that down. All of our rental skates get wiped down very thoroughly with the same. It's a foam hospital spray.
Mhm.
And then our bathrooms, especially as well. All the doors, all the toilet seats, all the handles, everything gets wiped down. The doors themselves get wiped down. So any high traffic areas will definitely be sanitized very, very thoroughly.
The locker rooms also getting sanitized as well?
Yes, absolutely. We have, always, but we have, for instance, some coaches are teaching privately in the mornings,
Mhm.
and so those are sanitized as soon as their lessons are over. And then once hockey picks up again and we're really utilizing those rooms, as soon as they're done, they will be fully wiped down and sanitized as well.
It sounds like you guys are really crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's and really covering your bases, which is great to see because I think amenities like the ice rink are so pivotal to not only the youth in a community, but also the community in general, the idea, the sense of community. It's really important. How important do you think such an amenity like an ice rink is to a sense of community?
Well, Jason, we need the ice rink. I was so privileged to be in an ice rink and be able to learn and compete all over this country with my sport.
Mhm.
And it's such an amazing experience. It keeps our kids off the streets. It gives them discipline, whether it's, coming into practice, figure skating, hockey. It gives them a safe place to visit with friends and family. Um, and of course, Odessa doesn't have much. And so having an ice rink in West Texas is quite a undertaking, and it's a wonderful privilege that we have. And I sure hope it never goes away because we really do need it here.
And when did you start skating? Because I'm very curious. I've heard so much about your illustrious figure skating career and how great a figure skater you are. Like you, I was privileged to, from a young age, start going to our local ice rink in suburban Chicago, and that's how I got into the great game that is hockey. But when did you started skating, and when did you really like become really involved in the sport of figure skating?
Well, I started in Anchorage, Alaska when I was 8 years old. And so I'm about to turn 41, so that's quite a few years ago. But I did it all the way through college. I competed on the adult circuit as an adult. Um, and just, it's such a crazy sport to try to master. It's very difficult, but so thrilled to have had the experiences I've had and can share that with people and with my students.
Mm-hmm.
And hockey, you know, has kind of the same pull. Hockey is very big in Alaska, and to see these kids grow through the circuit is quite amazing, and we all want them to be successful.
And last question for you: what is your favorite moment or favorite, I don't know, sense of feeling of pride when you go to work every day? What is it that really about working and managing an ice rink that gives you such pride and joy?
Well, I think that what gives me the most pride is just seeing where the rink has been and where we've brought it to. Um, it came from kind of a humble beginnings time as far as not being clean and managed correctly. So seeing that we've really made that improvements and it's being noticed by our public, and they're coming back. They're coming back and bringing their families back. And I think one thing that also gives me so much pride is seeing that skater who's never skated before step foot on that ice and just in awe of that experience. A lot of them have never seen an ice rink before. So it's very, very neat to see that experience and help them through that. And they come back and just have a blast. I just love to see that.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And really, that is what it's all about. Figure skating, hockey, in my opinion, it's all the same. When you get someone involved with it, they never want to put it down. Candice, thank you.
Absolutely. It's a lifelong commitment, and it's wonderful.
Candice, thank you so much for your time. Have a good rest of your week, and hopefully we'll see you really soon this summer, and as well as we get deeper into hopefully into hockey season as you come up here into the fall.
That's great. I look forward to seeing everyone. Thank you so much.